All right. Thanks everyone for joining us. We had a little bit of a false start there because, OBS and Zoom do weird things. But we are here. I am your DM, Dan Gaston. Welcome to Variant Roles. And we have some exciting returning players and characters to delve into as we have a bit of a bridging one-shot between Dragon Heist and Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And some people are all out to get some gold. So we are going to find out how that happens. So I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves, remind you about their character that they are playing, and we will dive in. And I'm going to start on my upper right on your screen with Allison.
All right, yeah. My name's Allison, and I play Anivel Rothkama, the half-orc barbarian blacksmith who had a pretty rough time coming out of that Mind Flayer tube, and she's pretty angry, and she's ready to get some gold. She, her for my character, and myself for pronouns.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. And we will continue going around counterclockwise as I see it. And Stephen.
I'm Stephen Rowe. I play Rowan Tosscobble Porridgepot. There's a hyphen between Tosscobble and Porridgepot. He is a halfling bardlock, although he prefers the word hen. Both of our pronouns are he, him. And I also play Annie Hasha, Rowan's infamiliar. Her pronouns are she, her.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. And continuing around, we have from another group, Doc. Ryan, how you doing?
Doing great. Been looking forward to this. The nice little epilogue, hopefully continuing, getting a setup for the Mad Mage. I am playing Thindred Boneforged, aka Doc, who is a forgery cleric and looking to make some gold. He had a taste of what could be during the Dragon Heist and hopes to get back there.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. And rounding out the group, we have a new character who is joining us, and a relatively new player to the stream with Alexis. Alexis, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited to be here. I am Alexis. I am playing every week on Wednesdays over at Dice Priori. So that's where you can find me there. And I am playing Izel. She is, her pronouns are she, her, and she is a Yuan-Ti wizard. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right.
I did makeup for this. I don't know if you can see it at home, but
I can see it on the Zoom.
It's great.
It is an excellent job. It is dedication. You wore scars last week for our Cypher game. And that was pretty elaborate and sometimes painful makeup. So hopefully this one is less painful.
Yeah, this is easy peasy compared to that. I love cosplay, so I love bringing D&D and cosplay together. It's fantastic.
Excellent. Well, we always appreciate all the effort our players go into. So, where we last left our Dragon Heist heroes was being pulled out of weird metallic tubes of icky, gross fluid in Skullport. Tubes made by the Mind Flayers, where you found out you were apparently being run through weird simulations as the Xanathar sought out the Vault of Dragons that you were all looking for. But the joke is on him, because despite being a weird extraterrestrial intelligence, Hallister, the Mad Mage of Undermountain, outsmarted him, subverted his plans, and stole the gold himself. But then, because Hallister apparently doesn't really need gold, he opened up a portal in the ceiling of the cavern that the town of Skullport sits into and started raining all 500,000 gold coins down upon the town below. And that is where we left everyone. So if we remember correctly, Rowan and Annabelle were sort of standing with some of their companions on the top of a set of stairs outside of a apparently abandoned building, which their tubes had been abandoned in. And Doc was in an alleyway, which coincidentally happens to be an alleyway down below at the bottom of this set of stairs. And because we want to get everyone together as quick as possible, Izel is also in that same alleyway nearby. So there's a mix of, probably close to 20 adventurers being variously pulled out of these tubes by a mixture of people who are apparently some Doom Raiders, some Force Grey members, and various other factions from the city above who had come down to rescue companions and compatriots and put a stop to these vile experiments. But now all hell is breaking loose as wealth untold of falls down upon this city. And city is a bit of a misnomer. Looking around, you see that maybe once it was a city. Not big. It's not as big as Waterdeep. It's comparatively a lot smaller. But a lot of the buildings are ruined and apparently abandoned. And the whole place is kind of dimly lit. There's some feeble torches in places, but it seems like a lot of the denizens of Skullport don't really need light and actually prefer the place to be shadowy, because all the better to stab someone in a dark alley with if there's lots of dark alleys. The city is also layered in 3 layers. So you're on the bottom layer, which has the most buildings and twists and turns and things like that. But you can see above you, you can see like rickety wooden catwalks in 2 additional levels above you. And some of the buildings, rise up 2 or 3 stories and sort of connect into the additional levels. But it is a multi-layered city. So you're looking around, you see some of your companions, but in all of the hubbub, you find yourself just getting sort of swept away and separated from your companions from the Waterdeep experiments, and sort of all bustled and pushed near one another at sort of the bottom of the stairs in this alleyway. So I will turn it over to you initially to see what you do.
Hi. My name is Rowan, Toss-Cobble, Porchpot. There's hyphen between Toss-Cobble and Porchpot. Were you also put into tubes with goo and stuff?
I was, and you can just call me Doc. We don't got time for all
Where
that.
the froth are we? Annie! Rocky! What in the world is going on here?
Will you warm-bloodeds please
Annie,
calm down?
I'm sure they're fine.
Are you guys all right?
I'm sure everyone is going to be absolutely okay. I think the most important thing that we can do right now is just try to keep everybody calm and collect as much of this gold as what we can, so we can
Calm.
make
We're talking.
Calm. Yeah, let's stay calm, because I need that gold after what just happened to me in that stupid tube, and I want to smash this whole place apart, so let's go!
And in the bustle, as you were sort of being shoved around, some of your rescuers had sort of like slammed bundles into your chest, which when you get a chance to sort of take a look at, you recognize very familiar belongings. So most of your, portable gear, armor, general weapons, focus, spellbooks, things like that, had all been gathered up and brought down to you.
For the love!
Okay. Hey, Nancy!
Feel like I'm gonna need this. Shoulder on the chainmail.
Yeah. I guess start putting on armor.
Izel just starts very methodically picking all of her things up and going over them and packing things up very quickly.
I will send Auntie Hasha to start scouting around, getting a lay of the land, seeing if she can find anyone who might be a useful ally.
All right. So as you send Auntie Hasha out to start scouting the city, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check for her, as you are, if you're viewing through her eyes, or her if she's going out sort of solo.
Just a 10.
Okay. All right. So she sort of, communicates back to you that it is utter chaos through the whole city in all the nearby areas that she can see. You're in a little bit of a network of alleys amidst a bunch of abandoned buildings, but she says that there is a bit of a market square nearby where there's people maybe headed in that direction, but it's got very few people in it at the moment. And of course, it's fortuitously sort of open through the additional layers of the city up. And so there is a fairly significant amount of gold that is like raining into this little market square.
All right. Well, not just, we're probably going to get hailed on and bows thrown, so take a little bit of assistance. I'm going to cast aid on everyone to give them 5. Yeah,
Thank you.
5 hit points.
Well,
That overrides our max, correct?
yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Each hit point maximum and current hit points increased by 5 for the duration of 8 hours.
Oh, that's
Woo!
fantastic.
8 is so hot.
Well, Auntie's talking back to me telepathically, and she says that there's a market that's super open and that there's a lot of gold raining down and that we should probably get there really quick so that we don't have to stab too many people. Those were her
All
exact
right.
Stabbing people? Are you kidding me? Theron is not even going to live in this. Okay, hang on, just 1 second, and then we'll go. Okay, so
I'm a
and then
little worried that Theron's been trampled.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, just hope that he's all right. I'm not actually that worried about Sil and Rocky because they're together. Which I guess that was real in the tube. But I'm just gonna, I can't send a message to him, so just hang on. Darren,
Yeah, breathe.
stay safe. You got trampled on. Don't go anywhere. We'll bring back lots of gold.
I can't promise that.
Oh, let's go. Ready?
I will.
Mage armor on myself, which brings up my ward, and I just, that's not going to help anything. Anyway, let's.
What do you know? Theron can hear me. I yelled really loud. Big.
I will cast Flock of Familiars and then create 2 more anti-hashas to help us. And invisible ravens that'll perch on everybody's shoulders. This is my friend, my auntie. She's going to help you out. She's also a devil. It's okay. Just go with it.
She's great. It's fine. And oh my gosh, there's more of her. This is amazing.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you. Let's get as much money as we possibly can.
I find this agreeable.
Are your flux of familiars all basically like copies of Auntie Hasha?
Yeah, I think it's like her. It's basically just her in
like duplicated or in triplicate.
It's an odd spell, but I'm just gonna roll with it. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Very neat.
I have an idea. You tall one, you good at lifting dwarves?
I mean, yeah.
All right. How about you lift me up? And I'll brace my shield. And if you, the one's about my height, if you want to hop on back and just hold a sack as we run, how about that? A little dwarven battering ram ingenuity.
All right.
Super interesting idea. I'm willing to give it a try.
Already did it, Rowan. Already did it.
Okay, good. Even better.
All right, I'll share whatever you want. That's fine.
Like, if you probably just want to fall behind chaos, where it's safe.
Do you have scales? Those are really neat.
Yes. You warm bloodeds are always fascinated with them. Can we just move on?
You heard her. Charge!
Yeah, of course.
All right. So I am going to have it's your choice between Doc and Annabelle or Annie on who is going to make a strength athletics check, and whoever rolls it will have advantage from basically the help of the other one.
I mean. All right.
Barbarian dwarf battering ram.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Not too good, but my strength athletics is so 12.
Okay. Bad. All right. So you're using Doc, holding him up to like bash your way through the crowd. Sort of people are ricocheting off as Doc sort of angles the shield to sort of maximize and help push your way through.
Out of the way!
Sorry. Excuse us. Sorry.
Get on! Come on!
And I can just imagine Rowan and Izel sort of like slipping into the little hole in behind them, and scurrying through as quick as possible. So after like
You can just
what
run
seems
right through inside people.
yes, oh yeah, Rowan can like duck through people's legs basically. So after a few moments, you manage to push your way through, and then kind of burst through into a little bit of a square, kind of almost on the edge of town. It's sort of on the shore of this lake that Skullport sits on. And it seems like it's an abandoned market. So you can see a bunch of stalls lining, scattered around that seem like they were obviously fish stalls. Like you can just tell from the way that they're set up that they would have been for selling fish. And there's like little signs with, fish hanging off them, faded paint, that sort of thing. But long abandoned. There's dust on everything. Doesn't look like it's been used in years. And the only sign of activity you see is shuffling around throughout sort of the square are about a dozen humanoid figures that are just shuffling slowly and like bending over and like picking up a coin, dropping it in a pouch. And you can see surveying this seated on a stool outside of a little shop that has a sign above it called Dead Man's Corner, is an old woman covered in snails and barnacles. Like, she's got long, sort of almost seaweed-esque ropey hair that seems perpetually wet. And she has, like, barnacles encrusted on bits of her face. And you can see some snails that are, like, climbing, like, actively on. She's seated on this stool with, like, a little bit of a cane and a pipe that she is smoking, and occasionally hollering out orders to these figures that are shuffling around, gathering gold. Like, she's, like, shaking her stick. Ah, you missed one over there! Go back, you lazy! What do I pay you for? Well, of course I don't pay you.
Of course not.
Do I know what she is? She's obviously something bizarre and weird.
I'm curious as well.
Yeah, the two of you can give me let's call it Arcana checks.
Yeah.
While they're pausing to look, I'm guessing Annie just kind of ran through and was like, oh, boom, yeah, now we're here, let's do this. What?
13.
19.
Okay. So, Izel, if you had to guess, you think that this woman is probably a hag.
Yep.
Well, that's me.
Given the that's me. Given the barnacles, she is most likely a sea hag. Rowan, as you're surveying, though, you notice that those people are not alive and do not appear to be in a good state. They're walking, sure, but they're dead all the same.
Okay. Well, those are probably some sort of like zombie thing, I guess. I'm not really sure. Maybe I can send the Hashas around to start just kind of putting stuff into sacks, and we can go see if that old woman would like to talk to us.
Talk.
You sort of get the impression that the reason why there wasn't many people in the square is as you burst through a bit of the crowd, all the like Skullport natives were deliberately avoiding going into the square.
Well, I'm just going to go introduce myself.
Don't worry.
I say to
Seems
you.
unwise. That's clearly a hag.
I got you. Let's do this. Make sure they're gathering as much coin as they can. Annie, stay close.
All right. I don't like this. I just want to kill things.
I will have the invisible Hashas be collecting coins as go up and talk to the woman. That way, it kind of works as a distraction, even if it doesn't play out.
Right.
Perfect.
And, sorry.
I was gonna say, roll me a dexterity stealth check for the imps with advantage because they're invisible.
Okay.
And
so that's a 23.
Perfect. Okay. And at some point, a little bit later, we'll have them roll like a dex check or something just to see how much gold they're or an investigation check to see how much gold they're gathering.
all right.
Sure thing. Hi, my name is Rowan. It's nice to meet you. It looks like you've got a lot of help already, but could you use maybe a little bit more, or is there anything else that a woman in your like maybe some sort of knife or something to help get some of those barnacles off? They look a little bit uncomfortable.
And so she's just through this. She just keeps like calmly smoking her pipe and just kind of staring at you. I guess, yeah, kind of looking down a little bit as she's on the stool, and she just takes one final puff off her pipe,
Do you
tucks
like
it
drugs?
in a pocket. Got my attention with that one.
Well, what are you smoking? Is it anything interesting or good, or is it just tobacco?
Oh, it's a special weed. I've had it imported from Waterdeep. The latest fad. Some people say that it is very dank.
Well, my sister Sam is
Some
a
goblins brought it
wonderful
down.
herbalist and alchemist, and she experiments a lot with some really weird and strange stuff. And I just so happen to have some in my hidden shoe compartment. Would you like to try it?
As long as you're not planning on gathering up this gold. It fell in here, my square, mine. Ownership is 9/10. Actually, there's not much law here. Ownership is all of the law.
Well, first off, I am very small, so it's very unlikely that I could carry any of this at all. So I am certainly not planning on taking any of this gold. I just want to make a new friend.
During that time, Doc had leaned over to Annie and was like, "You'll need this," and then cast Blessing of the Forge on her for the +1 to attack and damage rolls.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't hurt.
Just a side conversation, just like.
I really don't know what you did, but I suddenly feel stronger and like I can kill anything.
just don't drop your weapon. That's what I cast it on.
I have 2 X's. Was it this one? This one?
The main hand. We'll go with the main hand. How about that?
And so the hag sort of leans over and she says, "My name is Olive. Would you like to buy perhaps one of my fine specimens here? They are very good."
You mean one of the shambling corpses things?
Yes.
I could have one.
I make them myself. Artisanal zombies, direct out of Skullport.
Oh wow, artisanal zombies. Well, how can I possibly pass that up?
Normally, they are
have
employed
names?
for. Well, I usually just call them Thing 1, Thing 2.
Sure.
Their buyers name
how
them
much?
sometimes. Well, see, you're in luck. Mostly people buy them to take into Undermountain with them and set off traps. They're particularly disposable. I sell them for the low price of a vial of your blood and 3 locks of hair.
I'm afraid I can't do that. Is there maybe some other arrangement we can come to? I mean, we were just talking drugs. Maybe we could have some sort of, extended deal.
Well, I am afraid that in order to fuel my ability to create new artisanal zombies, I require to ingest blood and hair. But perhaps one of your companions is less risk adverse.
Well, here's the thing. I'm sure blood and hair is really easy to come by, especially in a place like this. Whereas I'm offering you a deal for something that's extremely rare and really one of a kind. Not only that, but a more extended long-term business relationship that could, do you a lot of good in the future. For example, every time you take one of these zombies and you're going to turn them into a zombie, they have blood and hair before that. So, it really shouldn't be too much of a problem for you just to get that elsewhere.
Well, it must come from a living creature. Blood and hair is no good when the corpse is already, a corpse. However, and go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Sure thing. I will get a 19.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
We sign a little contract and exchange some of this drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And in return for setting up some sort of business arrangement in Waterdeep, perhaps, then I will happily loan you one of these.
Okay. Well, I'll need to have my devil look at your contract. Auntie. Yes. Don't sign anything.
So just out of curiosity, how much do we imagine have gathered up?
Hopefully
that was a really good
solid distraction.
Perfect
conversation.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and roll a investigation check for the imps with advantage because they've had time and there's more than one of them.
I mean, you kept her attention well.
Yeah, just 14.
14. Okay.
Amazing. Amazing.
It is. So go ahead and roll me 2d10.
Okay. That would be 19.
19.
Whoa!
Okay.
Big money.
So Auntie Hasha whispers into your ear that you're now 190 dragons richer.
Mm. Good start.
Great start. Yeah.
And the hag sort of rummages around in a pocket and pulls out a piece of paper, parchment, that seems stained and wet. But all of the ink on it is still legible, and hands it over as her standard contract.
Okay. So Annie Hasha will become an imp and visible, and start going over it with a fine-tooth comb as a further delaying tactic.
Yeah. Yeah, and she's
arguing the nuances, and I don't like this clause.
Yeah.
What does the mean in this sentence?
And it's pretty sloppily written because it is not up to devilish standards by any means. Yeah,
I need a red pen.
Yeah, there's a lot of indemnifying the seller of all legal responsibilities for the performance of zombies, and requiring you to establish a fully franchised licensed establishment within 1 year of the date of signing. And
okay. It's really more of just a delaying tactic, though.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll another investigation check.
18 this time.
Okay.
I lean into Auntie Hasha as if I'm also looking at the contract. And I'm just say the word.
Patience.
So go ahead and roll me 3d10.
Oh, another good roll. 23.
Okay. Another 230 gold has been added. And then the sea hag goes, wait a minute. And like she's looking at and just sees like a bunch of gold pieces just like kind of disappear as like, you know, a bunch of the imps like swoop through and like gather up a bunch of coins and just says, this is a trick.
No!
What? I'm aghast.
Yeah, and her form of an old woman melts away to reveal her true hag-like appearance.
Sure.
And everyone who was within 30 feet, so definitely Rowan.
Oh yeah.
And Annie, because she had come up to like get close. How far away is Doc and Izel?
15, 20 feet. I'll put myself in range. I mean, I'm not leaving a big gap.
I was just waiting for all of this to be done so we could move on. So I'm not anywhere
like
close
against the wall.
to this.
Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just waiting. Like,
Yeah.
Playing it cool.
I told
So-
him it's a hag. I mean, he doesn't listen.
Yeah, no, that was incredibly valuable information. Thank you very much.
So the three of you, I need you to make wisdom saving throws.
oh no.
Is it against a frightened effect?
It is.
All right, I have advantage because I'm a hidden.
Excellent.
But I roll off.
But brave.
No, I'm off. It's bad.
10.
I got a 15.
Okay. All right. So Annie is not frightened.
Yeah.
But Doc and Rowan are. And you are frightened for 1 minute, but you can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Sure thing.
But with disadvantage if she is within line of sight of you.
Okay.
And then if once you're successful, the standards.
So
You're good for 24 hours.
so frightened, like running away, right?
So you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while she's within line of sight, and you can't willingly move closer to her, but you don't run away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might go ahead and still like start like beelining it back to sorry, Izel, right?
Izel, yeah.
Izel. I'm like, this is bullshit, and I'm going to cast Turn Undead.
Yeah, so I'm going to have everyone roll initiative first.
Yeah.
Like, this is bullshit. Okay.
I mean, it could be worse.
I need
Not
to
helping
change
you
this
guys
dice.
anytime soon.
13.
Okay, 13 from Annie.
8.
8 from Izel. Rowan?
19.
19.
I rolled for all of the hashas for frightened also, just in case. Two of them definitely passed. One of them definitely passed.
Okay. Excellent. And we'll just say all your familiars can go on your turn, just for ease of
super
use.
ease.
Yeah. All right, and Doc.
I had a 5, but if it helps, I have Destroy Undead now.
That
I'm
is pretty cool.
Just
I'm
wait.
sure it
If
definitely
ever.
will. So Rowan, you were frightened, but you were the first to go.
Okay. Let's see. I suppose I will have one of the hashas sweep in and try to sting her. And I'll have the other two hashas go on Annie and one go on Doc, and they will use the help action, the hold action to use the help action if they get into combat.
Perfect. All right. So go ahead and...
So invisible anti-hasha taking a attack. I'll get a 14.
14 hits, so her stinger sinks in.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save. And what's your DC?
It is 11.
Okay, so she passes.
Okay, so she will take 6 piercing damage and 5 poison damage with a successful save. And I think I will then use a bonus action to Bardic Inspiration Annie. Look at all this money! Think of all the things you can do with it! All the revenge you can get!
Yes.
I could get so much revenge.
So much! Lots!
Excellent. Okay, perfect. It is then the hag's turn. And she targets you, Rowan. I need you to make another wisdom saving
Is this a
throw.
spell?
It's an ability.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Asking because counterspell.
No, yeah. Not a spell. Yeah.
Okay, so
She actually
wisdom
doesn't have any spells.
I get an 8, so that's probably not going to be good enough.
Yeah, so you drop to 0 hit points and fall unconscious.
Ooh,
Her face just like warps into this like horrific death glare at you, and it just drops you to the ground.
Okay. Well, there we go then. So all but one of the Hashas will disappear.
Oh no.
Yes. Yeah. So Auntie Hasha original flavor remains, and Rowan falls, and it is Annie's turn.
Heal him, and I go into a rage, and I swing with my great axes.
Excellent.
So, let's see here. So one is a 17 to hit,
Oh yes, that definitely hits.
and then the other one. Well, 14 to hit. I have 2.
Oh yep, the 14 hits as well.
All right, then we have one being 5 and 7 damage, and the other one being 4.
Okay. Got 11. All right. So your axes cleave into her, and she sort of wails in horror. And yeah, like black Icarus blood sort of spurts out all over you. And then it is Izel's turn.
All right, I will just take, I guess, a few feet forward to make sure I'm within range, and I will just pull out some components, start chanting, and cast Enlarge on Anivel.
Oh, snap!
I'm missing it.
So the barbarian swells to be a barbarian of unusual size.
Yeah. You are large size, and you also have an extra 1d4 on your damage.
All right.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I'll say, well, I hope this is over soon.
The hag sort of wails and like starts putting her hands up, and like, you know, it's not her turn, but like she's gonna be backing away, and she's like, oh, this is no good, this is not fair.
Yeah, Annie's at normally 6.5 feet tall, so this is amazing.
Yeah. And it's actually Doc's turn.
Okay. Well, seeing the Rowan just bit it, I want to get closer, but I just cannot bring myself to. And so I'm just going to face the crowd and the undead shambling around and just turn undead and just try to take it out on them, because but I really want to help, but I just cannot do it. So they get the brunt of it then.
All right. So they all make wisdom saves. And what's your DC on that?
DC is save DC is 14.
Okay.
The giant barbarian screaming is all I'm picturing right now.
That's accurate. That's accurate.
Oh, man.
Okay. So of the 12, 7 of them fail, and 5 succeed. And what's your threshold for destroy? They're CR1 quarter, so I think those ones that failed are destroyed, right?
Right, so when an undead fails its saving throw against turn undead, it instantly destroys if its CR is lower than the threshold for your level.
Yes. Yeah, which I think, 1 quarter is definitely under at this point. So, 7 of the zombies just instantly turn to ash, which blows away.
You did the right thing.
And then,
This is bullshit!
Perfect.
And so, like, the other 5?
yeah.
I guess
So
aren't.
the other 5 who had all of the zombies had turned and were like starting to come in to help, seeing the cleric, they probably just shovel in. I mean, they're not terribly smart, but they're going to come in to help as best they can. I think 2 of them are going to sort of fall onto you, Doc, and make a slam attack. What's your AC?
AC is 18, and now since it's part of turn undead, do they still turn, or
No, if they succeed, then they're not.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm with you now. Yeah, it was 18, by the way, is my AC.
Okay, so they make 2 clumsy swipes at you, but you sort of just bash it away with your shield. And then the other 3 are gonna, come in on the raging barbarian. And Annie, what's your AC?
It is 14 because I have a chainmail shirt
Okay.
or scale shirt, whatever.
Okay, so 1 of them hits.
Oh no!
for a whopping total of 4 damage. And you're raging, so it's 2.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it's 2. Woo!
Yeah.
Didn't even
Sort of
feel
just-
it.
It basically punches you in your, thigh or something. That's about it.
Sit down on it. Said it. What the?
Punt it. Just punt it.
All right. So we are back around to the top of the initiative order, and it is Rowan.
All right. Death saving throw.
Yes,
Oh, no.
please.
I will roll a natural 1, but I'm a hand. So I'll roll.
Yay.
So I will pass and be stabilized.
That is
Uh,
good.
Rolls are great.
And I guess Annie Hasha is going to try to drag me away.
Okay. All right.
Drag him over here.
Let's do an athletics check for her.
And Dan, I just remembered. Could I have done a wisdom saving throw at the end of my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Sorry, I forgot about that.
No, I just remember. Why could I not move any closer? Oh yeah.
That is a 0, so I don't think she succeeds.
Yeah, she's pulling, but she just can't.
It's all my stuff. I've just got a bag full of cooking pans and all these sorts of things. Cursing and trying to toss them away.
23.
Okay, so you succeeded, so you're no longer frightened.
I'm coming.
And it's her turn. And all that she can do is she's going to reach out and make a claw attack. Let's see. Yes. That's an 18, so that will hit.
Yep.
On Annie. 3, 4, 5, 6 points of slashing damage.
Halved.
Yes, and then halved, yeah. A single fingernail flicks across. Not even your face, because it's way up there.
Yeah.
Yep. Why don't you come up here? Aha!
And she's like, ah. And then it is Annie's turn.
Yep, gonna go smack down with the X's again. And we have, oh my gosh, I got 2 19s to hit for both of them, and that's a +6 on both of that, so I'm sure they hit.
They do.
And also, weird, I got a 4 on both of the dice to damage, but I also have a D4.
You do.
On
Is that on each? Yeah.
On each of them, yeah.
It is.
Okay. So, okay, I'm rolling doubles. I got 3 on my D4s, 4s on my D6s, and 19s on my D20s. Oh, yeah. So the damage is going to be 4, 1, 2,
Oh, it's so
3.
good.
That's
Death by math.
2, 3.
They're gonna
10
die.
for 1, 10 damage for 1.
Okay.
And 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 10. Is that 10 for the other as well? Yeah.
That sounds right. Okay.
Yeah, because math
All
is
right.
the same.
Yeah. she looks real hurt as as your axes just like crash into her. She's got like blood kind of dripping out of her, and she does not look in good shape. And it is Izel's turn.
Mess her up. All right.
Oh yeah, she's real messed up.
I'm just going to. I don't know if this will work on a sea hag or not, but I'll just cast Chill Touch on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I think. Oh, I need to make the attack. That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Total of 18.
Absolutely. So the skeletal hand just comes out and like latches onto her.
All right. And that's 2d8. 13.
Okay.
13 points of necrotic.
So
And she cannot. She can't regain hit points till the start of her next turn.
So as this weird like skeletal hand manifests in front of her and latches on to sort of like grabs her sort of by the chest, you can see all of the vitality that remained get sucked out of her as the blood all like instantly freezes from the cold of the hand. And then she like falls over flat on her face. And the zombies are in some disarray, but they basically just keep doing what they were doing. Because they're now under no one's control, but zombie gonna do what a zombie gonna do.
They still like to eat people.
They still like to eat people,
True.
that's right. And so it is Doc's turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna assess, try to make see how Rowan's doing, and I think I'm just gonna push on through and just ignore the zombies and just try to beeline it over there.
Oh yeah, I mean you can get to Rowan and act.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna use my healer's kit on him. And
Okay.
you're gonna get 1d6 plus 4.
Oh, you have the healer sheet?
Yep.
Then I automatically heal 10 because I have the gift of the ever living ones.
On top of what I'm about to roll?
Oh no, I just auto max in and out.
Ew. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
That's
Pretty
wow.
happy with it.
All right.
Very nice.
So you're basically like splinting Rowan and like tying on a bandage and just being like, okay, buddy, and then he like wakes up.
Hey, thank you.
Best patient I've ever had. Did my work for me.
Oh, I forgot that the 2 zombies would have got attacks of opportunity on Doc, and one of them.
Get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, one of them hit for 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, and now those 2 shuffle up to you again, and both miss. And then the 3 that are on Annie try and punch her, and 1 hits, and 1 crit fails. So yeah,
She's so tall.
Yeah. And it hits her for a whopping 2 points of damage, which is half to 1.
That's adorable.
Hey.
It's basically these zombies are just standing around like Annie's legs and like slapping at her. All right. Okay, so we're back around to Rowan again.
Okay. I will pop up to my feet and say, Thank you very much for the help. Oh, hey, look, she's down. And wow, Annie, good for you.
Yeah! Yes! You should get up here, Rowan. You should get up here.
I will sacred flame one of the zombies. So dexterity.
Okay. Yes, let me. Their deck sucks real bad, so yeah, they fail.
Okay. So take 7 points of radiant damage, and then as a bonus action, I will heal myself.
Okay.
So I can healing light. I'll use 3 to get 18 hit points back.
Okay, sounds good. The hag is down. Annie, you got 3 zombies swarming around you, not doing a whole lot of effect.
Yep.
Hunt them.
Oh, it did. I'm just gonna swing with my axes.
Perfect.
Natural 20 on one of them.
Swing
Perfect.
away, Annabelle. Swing away.
And then 17 to hit for the other one.
Oh yes, yeah, those both hit.
And then 8 damage on the. Oh wait, hang on. One more.
So remember on the one that you critted on, the D4 doubles too.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do that one in a second. So the other one that was the 17. It was a 10 damage.
Okay.
And then so that was 5 and 6, and I'm a half orc, so I actually roll a damage die one more time.
That is correct.
I think I'm going to just smatter these skeletons all over the place, and that's a 4 plus 3. That's a lot of numbers there. I had 5, and then 7, and then another, and then 4. So 5, 7, and 4. I think, yeah.
Okay, so 16.
Yep.
All right. So your second hit, so like your first one chopped into the zombie, and your second one cleaved clean through it, and continued over and like whacked for a little bit into the neighboring one.
Nice.
So so one of those zombies go down, and one of them got kind of sort of battered aside a little bit.
You want some more? Come on!
Izel.
They don't. They don't want any more.
So two zombies, one of which is like momentarily on fire, are sort of around Rowan and Doc, and then of the 3 that were around Annie, one of them is totally cut in half, and one of them's taken a minor wound, and the other one is totally untouched.
All right. I'll just cast Chill Touch at the one that's closest to me then.
Okay, so we'll just say one of the ones on Annie.
Sure, yeah. That works. And that's not very high. That's an 11.
It'll hit because zombies have real
good.
low armor class.
Good. Beautiful.
They're walking
Fantastic.
punching bags.
That's another 13 points of necrotic damage. And it now has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
Okay. So the zombies like flesh sort of like freezes a little bit, and it's now looking sort of like freezer burnt meat, and not moving so well.
Don't even think about heading this way.
It sort of just
really
looks
like
at you and goes, "Nope."
It's even implacable.
Doc.
Yeah. Now that I can actually turn back my attention, and everything seems to be good here, I think it's only fitting that I toll the dead on the one near me.
Don't
Perfect.
be dead.
The one that's been damaged, or the one that hasn't?
You know what? Let's go with let's go with the 1d8. Well, I'll go ahead and go with the one that wasn't damaged.
Okay.
It's 2d8 now. You're level 5.
Yes, it's
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your cantrips have gone up.
It is the best.
Oh, yep.
So
Thank you.
it makes a save, wisdom or con, I forget.
Wisdom.
It totally fails.
Yeah.
Oh, zombies.
Okay, that's 6 damage.
Okay.
Oh, you know some
All right.
necromancy too. Great.
Yeah, so this bell like rings out,
We'll
and the
get
zombie
along.
like looks confused for a moment. All right. So the ones that are left, one of them attacks you, Doc, and is going to miss with a 13. And the other one with a 5 is going to miss on Rowan. And the two that are on Annie miss. And another crit fail, so they all miss. So
Yeah.
the zombies are sort of like slapping at you ineffectually. It's just like bouncing off your armor. You're just easily parrying their blows aside. And we're back around to the top for Rowan.
All right. I will create bonfire on the one in front of me. So a big burst of flame will
God.
will appear in the square that they are at and just kind of set them ablaze.
Yeah.
And I will have Anti-Hasha assist Annie. So
Okay.
dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, so they fail their saving throw.
Like they do. So 8 fire damage.
Okay.
And I think that'll be it for me.
All right. So that one who's been silver flamed and then bonfire flamed is not looking so hot, and they're all looking pretty damaged. And we're down to Annie.
Oh yeah, here we go. Swing it again.
Here we go.
Let's see. 11 to hit on one.
Yep.
18 to hit on the other.
Perfect.
And then 11 damage for one.
Okay.
And 9 damage for the other.
All right. All right.
You're rolling your extra d4s still, right? From being
Yes.
enlarged?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
So another brutal blow cleaves another one down to the ground, and then the other one is literally on its last leg. Is like you sheared off at the knee, and it's just like hopping.
Why don't you shamble away now? You're not going anywhere.
Where do you think you're going, whelp?
I've never seen you this happy, Annie.
That is terrifying.
Well, I have to let some things go right now, Rowan, because the bad things happened inside the mind flayer tube. So, here we are. Just kind of wish it was the people I wanted revenge on, but it's okay.
Sure.
Izel.
And
Sorry.
oh, sorry. I said just pretend.
Oh. It's and it is your turn, Izel.
Yeah, this is working out real well for me. I'm just gonna chill tech again.
Just for the distance.
Yep, just
Maximum effort.
Yep,
Max.
a range of 120 feet on this one, so whatever.
I imagine just sort of leaning cross-legged against the wall and like flicking a cigarette.
15 to hit.
Absolutely.
She just makes it look easy.
And that's 14 points of damage.
Oh yeah, so that it like freezes almost solid and collapses and hits the ground and sort of shatters into chunks of meat.
Chunks of meat.
Fantastic.
Oof.
So Doc, you've got the one still on you,
Okay.
which is still looking okay, and then the horribly burnt one on Rowan.
All right, I'll go with the one that looks okay. That's the one I did damage to, though, right?
Yes.
So, now we're bumping up to D12s.
Yes.
With the Toll. Sorry, I'm casting Toll of the Dead on this one again.
Yeah.
All right. It
Get
definitely
an
fails.
encore.
It definitely fails.
2d12.
Oh,
2d12.
Yeah, that's 20.
All right.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So this time when the ringing like rings out across the square, the zombie's head literally explodes.
Like a
Scandalous
nice
moment.
Evil Dead or something.
Yeah. And so the one on Rowan takes a
Staying on the wall.
swipe.
Nice.
What's your AC, Rowan?
15.
Okay, so it misses. It again
Okay.
sort of like, goes to clumsily whack at you, and you just duck it.
Well, at the end of its turn, it needs to make another dexterity saving throw if it's still in the
Oh,
fire.
yes. It fails.
All right. So
How much more
okay,
damage does it take?
Only 4 more fire damage.
Okay, it's looking pretty bad, though. And then it's your turn.
All right. Well, I will chill touch it.
I was like, hey.
Oh no, I shouldn't do that because I'm in melee. So.
Oh, yeah. So you'd have disadvantage on the attack roll.
So I'll sacred flame it.
So much fire.
It fails. So the
All right.
silver flames erupts around it.
12 radiant damage.
Oh yeah, it's incinerated down into just this oily pile of ash.
That was going to be my zombie.
Check it for gold.
Yeah, well you can see in the
Oh, yeah.
pile of ash like some sooty gold coins that it had been gathering.
Oh sure.
Yeah, all the zombies just die with piles of gold, right?
You can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get some gold.
That's
Or you get really, really big. How long does this last?
Are you a poet?
Don't I know it?
Actually, that'd be hilarious. Like Annie's over there just shoveling it in now in her giant.
No, before she does that, right before she does that, she turns around at anybody else that might still be lingering on the outskirts that was afraid to come in because of the zombies, and she just has her axes with all the black blood of the hag and everything, and then she like takes her hands and she just like puts it on her face like this, and then she goes, "Get out of here now!" to try to scare everybody away.
Give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Ah.
Has no place here.
Oh, I can get behind this.
Dirty 20.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there was a crowd of about a dozen people who looked like they were starting to creep into the square, and when you do that, they're just like, nope.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and they turn tail and run. I'm also going to give you a point of inspiration for that.
And then I turned over and go, quick!
Yes, I'm packing up all the shiny things I see.
Yes.
All right. So I will have everyone make dexterity checks, basically to reflect speed here in what you're gathering, because eventually other people will come in and snipe stuff off. But you've got some time, and so it's just going to be a group check. So I'm looking for sort of more passes than failures.
I
Okay.
have a 13.
Can I?
You can apply acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics.
Yes, and yeah, why don't you have the aid of Hasha, so have advantage. And yes, it'll actually be an acrobatics check, sorry, because, yeah, it's like your speed and nimbleness.
Since this is a speed check, I'm going to go ahead and cast guidance on myself and my stubby little legs.
There you go.
Perfect. Izel, what was your result again, sorry?
13.
13, good, perfect.
I kind of care.
I love that voice so much.
Thank you.
All
I was
right.
born with it, so.
Oh yeah. I get a 16.
16, great, perfect. Doc?
18. I'm just running around with my shield down to the ground, shoveling it.
Perfect. And Annie?
I don't know how to use this new form. I got a 6.
All right. Perfect though, but you have 3 successes and 1 failure. So you're all running around and scooping up gold into like every bag and pocket that you have through here. And so you accumulate a total of 1,500 gold pieces on addition to what you've already had.
Oh, okay.
1920 by my count.
Very nice.
You said
So,
15,
yep.
1,500?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
1920.
you sure did.
Math checks out. Close my spreadsheet here.
1910 is what you have total. Yeah. Because you had 190 and 230 and 1500, so it would be 1910.
Nine plus 3 equals 12.
Oh, yes, it does. Sorry.
I had to take
Right, 1920.
Sure.
I
No.
not really gonna argue
It's not a big deal. I don't want to argue, but
No. I
That's
math
10 more
wrong.
gold, excuse me.
yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I totally
That's
math
going
wrong.
to change some
More
peasant.
gold I need for my revenge plots.
Yes. That would totally change some peasant's life.
Okay, well, I guess we can keep looking. This is already a pretty good haul, though.
Let's keep going.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess I will send Auntie Hasha out as an invisible raven to scout ahead.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and have her make a perception check.
Sure. She gets a 10. Nope, 8. Sorry.
Okay. So, she scoop around. She can see that obviously, like, people are gathering stuff from all over. She says that there's a lot of bloodshed on the streets as people that she thinks are, like, Xanathar's guild members and, like, the Zentarum and everyone else are now, like, knifing each other in the street. And there's brawls over all of the gold. But she says that she hasn't seen another large deposit nearby that's like accessible, but close to you she has identified a tavern that seems to be active, and there are people outside like drinking and apparently making wagers on things happening. So she said that the best she can do is, depending if you're looking maybe additional information for like layouts of the city and likely locations, that maybe someone in the tavern might be able to help you.
Well, she says that a lot of people are killing each other out on the streets. It's pretty violent. But she found a tavern. So if you guys are thirsty, or if we want to maybe meet some people. It also sounds like they're taking bets. So if gambling is something that might be of interest to anybody.
I mean, I'm more thirsty for the blood of my enemies.
Sure.
And by the way, you're no longer large than only last.
I didn't say that. I thought that was a permanent thing. Okay. Oh.
You'll always be large
That's
to me.
not within my purview yet.
No, thanks, Rowan. Yeah, okay.
I'm Izel. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, hi.
I guess that's the warm-blooded
Rowan.
pleasantry sort of thing, right? Yeah.
You know.
Are you cold-blooded?
Yes.
Winter must be really difficult for you. I'm sorry, I have so many questions, but we don't have time.
He has a lot of questions.
So
All the
many.
time. All the time. He's like, why is the sun rise? Why is the sky blue? Like, Rowan, be quiet.
I've gathered that much, yes. You are at least efficient with distracting hags, though, so.
Well, that was my first one, but it went pretty well.
I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, good.
Not saying that's a compliment, I just never seen anything like it.
So I guess you guys want to go to the tavern?
How far away is it?
I guess.
It's relatively close, and Auntie Hasha says the only other sort of like places that she saw is up on the 3rd level, sort of near where you are. There appears to be some sort of restaurant located in a hollowed out, petrified purple worm corpse, which she thought was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah. I changed my mind. I really want to go there. Plus, wouldn't the top floor be the one that's going to be covered with the most gold?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's got sort of less surface area because it's like walkways and stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So,
Sure.
but so that's up there that she saw. They're near to you, near where the tavern is. There's like maybe another market area that was close by, but there was people. And then there was an area of like abandoned stores. So, depend if you were looking for a place to hole up or rest or something like that.
Well, can't think of any place better to gather information and ale than at a tavern. And we can rest up a little bit, get the lay of the land,
I'm okay with that.
make some wagers.
I mean, people make wagers on me and Rocky fighting all the time. So, but he's not here, so I don't know how I'm going to work this one out. I'll figure it out.
We also usually rig that a little.
Oh, along the way, I know you said it wasn't too far, but do the roofs have rain gutters? And if so, do those rain gutters go down to barrels?
So I love that idea. It doesn't rain in here because it's just a giant cavern. I mean, there sometimes is moisture in the air because there's a lake and stuff like that, and it's humid. But there's potentially barrels around for other reasons. If you're looking for a barrel,
yeah,
you could probably find like an abandoned barrel somewhere.
Yeah, why not? And so just kind of see if there's any actual gold in there, and maybe carry that with us or something. Just like, is it still raining?
The rainfall has like started to peter. The rain of gold has started to peter out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So might go ahead and belly up with that. Just to, like, we also have like 1,500 gold pieces. So.
All right. Why don't you give me an investigation check as you're looking for a barrel, and then how are you going to get? You kind of have loose directions to the tavern. Are you going to make a sort of more stealthy approach, like you're going to try and avoid large concentrations of people? Or are you going to take the direct, like, beeline through and, like, screw whoever gets in your way sort of approach?
How about we kind of do what we did back there, where Auntie Hasha can just be a devil riding around on Annie's shoulder, and the two of them can just look like they're going to tear anybody's face off with their bare teeth.
Yeah, I mean, look at my face already. I got the hag blood on it, so,
you look terrifying.
Yeah, do I?
I believe she would tear someone's face off with her bare teeth.
Yeah, right?
Yep, totally. I reserve that punishment for certain other people, but yes, I can go with it.
So she takes point.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I'll just have that barrel. I'm sure it's already like, God, I don't even know how many, like 1,500 gold would like spill over or still be halfway through.
No, yeah. I mean, it's sort of going with weight a bit here too, and you got some sacks and stuff stuffed in it. So,
I will use silent image to make it look like there's a lot less gold in the barrel than what there is.
Okay, perfect. So this is what I'm going to do. So as we're like navigating from place to place, and we got some ideas about different things we're going to do and grab along the way, this will be a great opportunity for a skill challenge approach. So you can all contribute something. It sounds like Annie taking point with Auntie Hasha sounds perfect to me for an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to give you advantage on that.
Yeah, all right.
By the way, I got a 19 on that investigation.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Hey, guys, I found a barrel.
That's a great barrel.
Yeah, so finding the barrel is definitely your contribution here.
19 for intimidation.
Jeez.
Auntie Ash is cackling.
Nice.
I really like you. I know we haven't met before, but you're wonderful.
But didn't we in the
Did we?
in the two? Were you not there? Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about. Because we had a thing. Later.
Now, of course, any of your connections sort of previous, and you may have known each other outside, like for a significant length of time outside of the events of Dragon Heist. That's up to you. Rowan, it sounds to me like your illusory magic would be ripe for maybe an Arcana check.
Okay. I get an 11.
11? Okay. All right. And Izel, what are you doing to, like, scare people away, or, like, hide yourselves a little bit, or otherwise ease your progress to the bar?
I'll just take a keen eye and survey and see if I can determine the path of least resistance.
Perfect. All right. So I will say that can be your choice of either perception or survival. I think either one would apply here.
I will take survival then. Natural 20.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yay.
She finds the least resisted path we ever. We just
yeah.
slide through like
Just-
butter through the streets.
That's
The
right.
key is where the most bodies are, because that's going to be the least living people.
Mm-hmm.
That's
We just
right.
like slide on them.
Perfect. So
Body
the natural
surfing.
20 is 2 successes. So you end up with 4 successes and 1 failure on that skill challenge. So a couple of things. Doc, roll me a d6.
5.
Okay. So there was 50 gold coins in that barrel. It actually looked like someone had gathered them up and stashed them in the barrel and were
Sucker.
collecting more, and you yoinked it.
Finders keepers.
So someone from the rest of you can also roll me a 2d6.
Ooh.
I've already rolled some, so someone else.
I'll go ahead and
I
roll
was about
that.
to say
Yeah.
that path of least resistance, and I'm like,
9.
Yes.
Okay. So there is another 90 gold that you sort of gather up on your way. So, like, as you're traversing, someone obviously who doesn't need the gold they have bumps into you and is
Right. I'll take
relieved
that
of
off
their
your hands.
belongings.
That's right. Just hand it
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
It was like an obvious Xanathar thug, like you saw the logo prominently. That's actually the other thing you notice in the city. There are banners hanging from buildings with the logo of the Xanathar. So, like, that circle with the 10 spokes coming out all over the place.
Mm.
Not a fan.
No.
That's a development.
low profile, moving forward.
Yes.
Annie.
What? I was just going to tell them we're friends with devils.
Are we though?
It's a good question. Good question.
All right. And so then, yes, you find yourself outside of a wood and stone building that has a sign hanging over the door with, like, an overfilling flagon of ale and a dragon's head on it. There's some tables that have been pulled out front. They don't, like, it's not like it was a sidewalk cafe. Clearly, people have just pulled these out. And there's, like, a very rough sort of clientele. There's Dwaragar. You see some drow. You see some shady-looking humans that are, like, passing bets, and it appears that they're wagering on some of the activities happening in the street that are basically small-scale gang wars that are happening, mostly between the Xanathars and the Zentarum.
Okay.
I feel like this is maybe not my crowd. I'm happy to go talk to them. Maybe we can find some that aren't doing so well with the betting and see if they'd be willing to help swing something in their favor by having some people doing something that they'll know about ahead of time.
You mean like guide them or just wish blessings upon them or something? I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
just chop off their head. What?
Or that. Yeah, or that.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever. You kind of have to swing with things in the moment.
You do have to
Absolutely.
swing with things in the moment, Rowan. You do have to swing.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. That was unintentional, but yeah. So maybe one of you bigger, tougher, scarier looking people can go talk to these big, tough, scary looking people.
Oh, me, right?
That would be you. Yes.
Yeah, I got the blood and everything.
Yeah.
It's trying.
Quick question.
It's-
Or just something to know. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for any just random snakes that are around. I want
Right.
to make friends.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's good to have friends.
So it's good to have friends.
Excellent. Excellent.
As new friends, while Annie's working, you guys want to grab a pint?
Yeah,
can work the crowd.
alone with Hasha. It's fine.
Well, let you do your thing, and then we start making bets. They don't see us walk in together. We know how this is going to play out in your favor.
All right, my thing is usually hitting people. It's actually not talking at all. So I mean,
Okay. Well, Hasha can help you. And you know what? That's not true. You remember with the carriage when you handled that whole deal? Like
I ran straight for it, Rowan. I just ran for it.
You are amazing. Just power of positive thinking. You totally got this.
And then I just said, here. And she said, here. And
and it went perfect. In our minds, in a tube. It's not important.
That's true. That wasn't real, Rowan. You're just building me up on it, folks. It's all coming back to me. Everything I lost.
Well, no time like the present, I guess, to try for real.
And I just kind of go, and I walk forward.
I will give you bardic inspiration again, and Annie Hasha will assist you with conversations. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not about persuading them. It's about convincing them that if they give you what you want, you're not going to murder them.
I mean, I just thought it was about chopping off heads, but okay.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Plan B.
You just let me know. You just say head.
No, I'm on it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Got it. Got this. We can do this.
So there's a table nearby with like a scarred male drow and a rough, sort of stubbled looking human who are in the midst of like stacking up some gold coins and drinking heavily.
I guess those ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. I just like slam my hand on the counter and I'll go, how's it going today?
Blood.
You're all
Sort
over
of
my
looks up and down.
green skin.
Wonderful weather we're having, isn't it?
Yeah. It's raining gold.
Yes, it is wonderful. Sort of slides his gold pile like over towards himself a little bit more.
Please, I'm not gonna kill you unless you try something funny. Then it's off with your head. I'm just seeing if there's any way that a strong, girl like me can help out around here with some of the, betting.
Well, I mean, if you want to wager some coin, by all means.
What exactly is the wager currently? What's going on? What's it being bet on?
Oh, well.
Is it like math problems? Because I hate those.
No. Well, if you call how many bodies hit the floor math.
Nope, I don't keep track.
Sometimes.
You see over there, and he points. He points at like a scrum that's happening outside. Another like abandoned tavern, sort of across the square, and there's about an equal number of presumably Xanathar's guild and Zentarum guild members, and he just says, "We're currently wagering on whether the Xanathar or the Zentarum wins this little tussle over there and comes out the victor."
So you're wagering just between you two?
Well, no, we got the bet inside.
More people, not just you two.
Yeah. No, there's everyone's taking bets on it inside.
Who would you like to win?
Oh, well, the city's kind of a Xanathar's establishment, but then again, sort of looks around and then pitches his voice lower. That fat gas bag, for all I care, can get what's coming to him.
I mean, I'm just saying, got connections. I know Devil from Zentarum.
Name
Roll
drop.
roll a persuasion check with advantage.
13.
Okay, not bad. And he's like, "Oh, Doom Raiders, huh? Interesting. I think that lot over there is the other ones, the Manshoons types. But I'll tell you what. Yeah, the other Zentarum.
You just Manshoon, you say? Yep.
Yeah.
And Annie's like clenching her fists.
So, we was thinking, see, we got our bet going that the Zents are going to come out on top there. Because, they weren't favored. Xanathar maybe sending reinforcements and all.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were just hoping that there wouldn't be many of them left. And we were just going to ambush the survivors.
Huh. That's very clever. Bravo.
I think I can help you out with that.
We get our gold either way. Maybe we get paid twice.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful planning.
Mm-hmm. And maybe you split that with someone who helps you out with that.
Maybe. You look like you could handle a few and knock some heads.
Yeah. And I can knock your heads if you back out on this deal. Just keep that in mind, too.
We also require information for the time being, Annie.
What? Did you hear they said Manshoon? It's the
I
guy that was in there,
I don't know who that is.
What? All right. Dang it. Keep forgetting.
So inside the bar, Doc and Rowan, and is Izel going into the bar or is she staying outside?
Sure, I'll go try to find something warm to drink.
How does alcohol, how does your system handle that when you're cold-blooded?
Let's find out.
Asking the real questions.
Let's find out.
Does it even do any? I'm super curious.
I'll drink. I'll drink and you can watch.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. Fucking warm bloods.
They come down in time.
So as you go in and sort of,
I probably don't.
as you go in and push through the crowd, standing behind the bar is a drow, a half drow woman who leans over the bar, sort of catches your eye, and just says, "What's your poison there, newcomers?"
Well, I don't know. What do you have on tap?
Well, we've got goat's head ale.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And we've got some sherry amberjack.
Is the goat's head ale made with real goat's heads?
Well, probably not.
Okay.
But I can
I'll
only
have some
say
of that.
probably not. All right, that's 4 silver.
Sure. I'll pay.
I make
cheap.
my own poison.
Horse.
But, I'll take a mulled wine.
I only got goat's head ale and amberjack sherry.
All right.
Selection's a little limited.
Never mind.
Aw.
I'll stick with my own poison.
You make your own poison?
Yes.
Like,
I'm a
from your
snake
teeth?
person.
Yeah, I
am
know. Like,
poisonous.
do you have poison glands?
I'll just.
I'll
I'm
take
not
a
gonna
tinker
do
of
it.
the goat's head.
Never mind. I was about to cast poison spray though.
Auntie makes her own poison too. I wonder. I doubt there's any relation.
The
Probably not.
the bartender sort of just watches the exchange and says, "You know what? I got something you might like.
I'm listening.
It's not mulled wine." And she reaches and starts rooting around. She goes, "I keep a few rarities around." And she pulls out a bottle that's in a serpent bottle. and and it's got a snake like dead in the bottom of it. And
Now,
she plops it down.
I'm sorry, you're trying to get me to resort to cannibalism?
Well, I've been told that's not exactly uncommon among your kind.
Really, there's
You're not
nothing
wrong, but sure, all right.
amoral in and of itself about cannibalism.
You know, I dislike you less and less as time is going on. Yeah, all right. I'll drink the snake juice.
Yeah,
Why not?
she pours a shot. She says, "That'll be 1 gold."
Yeah, I slapped that on the table. Or on the bar, I mean. Yeah.
I feel like we're coming here at the right time because inflation's going to be crazy.
Right?
Oh,
Right.
prices.
Absolutely.
I mean, prices were already elevated in Skullport. This is going to be insane.
Boomtown.
Especially with, at least temporarily, all the ways to Waterdeep out of action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Been told some sort of seal's been placed over the yawning portal, and
No
even
kidding.
even the sea caves seem affected. Alistair's up to something.
Oh, is he that nice individual who made all the gold ring from the sky?
Yeah. I think maybe he's gotten finally irked.
His name was Blackcloak?
Yeah, Alistair Blackcloak, the Mad Mage of Undermountain.
Oh, he seemed lovely.
Well, I mean, he did just pour a bunch of gold into a poor city full of criminals and unsavory types, ruled by a goddamn beholder.
Sure.
Yeah,
But better than it just getting grabbed by Manchun.
True. Or one of the Mind Flayers.
They don't seem very nice either.
Sure is
No.
a nice setup for chaos.
Heard one's been, one was still roaming around somewhere in the city. Got the owner of Sea Chest over nearby. Apparently ate his brain.
Oh,
Huh. I
that's,
do that. Huh.
I guess it would make sense. I mean, with the name.
Yeah.
So you obviously are very familiar here, and we're newcomers. Can you give us like a general lay of the land? More than willing to give you an excellent tip.
Oh, well, I do fashion myself as a bit of a purveyor of gossip and news and secrets, as it were. Everyone comes in here. This is Best Bar in Skullport.
Well, I love
Hell.
secrets.
It's
I
delicious.
mean, there's only 2, so the competition's not that stiff. But
the
the other
drinks
places are
are?
Ha ha! You got it.
Speaking of which, I downed this. What does it do?
Oh, it is a harsh, like, it's,
Wha-
yeah, it's got, like, clearly has snake venom of some kind in it. It is a potent brew. Yeah.
Murder anyone who isn't,
immune to poison.
Yeah, if you weren't immune to poison, or, like, the dwarf maybe could handle it, but, yeah.
I'd be right dead though. Just
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of chaos in the city, but I mean, what do you want to know?
well, we're obviously doing a little gold hunting right now, and just good places to look.
Yeah. Why don't you? And she's like, "Do you want some refreshers on those drinks?"
Yes,
Yes,
please.
absolutely, and I'll pay
Yes.
double.
Yeah, and she slides everything across and pockets it. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I get a 21.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you 2 things. 1, all the usual routes in and out of Undermountain and Skullport are magically blocked. So getting out...
Yes, you said that already. So does that count? Does that count as one of the 2 things?
No, I just needed to reinforce that and make sure you understood. Now, normally, I don't know if you know, but Undermountain magic that teleports people doesn't work. Alistair keeps that on lock. But there's one person in Skullport that he allows to use teleportation magic. Her name is Taz. She runs the Poisoned Quill, and she can get you and your stuff out of Skullport.
Oh, good to know.
If you're going to accumulate a bunch of gold, you might want to also get it out of town.
Oh,
even
yeah.
if you plan on coming back.
Well, thank you. That's fantastic information.
Going rate was 50 gold pieces a person.
Hmm.
But in today's market, that might go up.
Yeah, it is a teleporter's market.
And I'm sure that she's going to be busy, so if you want to get to her before someone either kills her or, she just runs out of magical juice for the day, you might want to do it quick.
Okay. That seems
point us in that
extremely
direction.
reasonable.
Absolutely. And she gives you a location to a place on the middle level.
Okay.
Now, if I was looking for a whole bunch of gold that fell down, one is, you can find a nice open place where maybe a lot just happened to fall. But I'd want to go to somewhere where someone else was gathering it.
Yes.
I'm with you. I have an idea.
Good thinking.
Now, there's two possibilities here.
Go on.
One is there's a market nearby with a bunch of Dwergar work for the Xanathar's Guild. I'm going to guess that them and their were-rat friends are gathering a lot of gold in as we speak.
Okay.
That's the Dark Harvest Market. And she gives a location that's actually not too far away. The other would be, of course, the, if we wanted to be jackasses and we wouldn't say this to his face, we'd call him the Lord Mayor. But there's a fortress out on the island. The Xanathar's chief captain, big half-ogre, likes to fly around on a wyvern.
Oh, neat.
If he's, anything of the Xanathar's Guild's going to go to him, but that's a fortress.
Mm-hmm.
But he may be coming in and out of the city. Now, of course, he's no joke.
All right.
He flies around on a tame wyvern, so...
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound very funny at all.
Yeah. Those would be my two best guesses. Either find the commander or try the Dwergar.
Well, thank you so much for your help. It was sincerely
no problem.
appreciated. And these drinks.
Yes, thank you.
This is great. I don't use that word very often. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Annie, how's it going?
There's people I want to kill over there
Aren't
because
there
they're
always?
connected to Manchun.
Well, like half the people here are probably at least a little bit connected.
Wait, what?
Well, yeah,
No, I don't know. I live in Waterdeep. I don't visit Skullport for a holiday or anything.
Okay. Well, half the people killing the other half of the people probably work for Manchun. So, half of the bodies, half of the people doing the murdering, that's kind of just the deal.
I mean, I'm not up and up on all the gossip, but I understand correctly. The Zenths are all working for Manchun anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The devil was so nice to... Wait, that was in the mind tube again? Oh my gosh. This is giving me a headache.
Davil was also relatively small time, and Manchun was coming in with the strong past to take over the city, and in a much more violent and overt fashion. So it's totally okay. I understand that it's all a lot really confusing, but we've got some leads, and it sounded like from what Auntie Hasha was telepathically communicating to me that they're interested in making bets on who's going to win.
You basically kill everybody over there and they're going to run off with the gold.
Yeah. So I think that could work out pretty well for us. We have a target. It's the Xanathar's Guild, and apparently a bunch of Durgar and were-rats that might be, collecting some stuff, and we can go there and swing things, and then help your friends swing it even further.
I think we have to swing it now because, what if we come back and everybody's dead? I mean, then we didn't help anybody.
Yeah, no, I mean, the plan is to come back just before everybody's dead and then kind of help them along.
I look over and see how far along the fight is.
It's actually pretty far along.
Mm-hmm.
How many people?
It's probably down to about 10 people on each side.
Oh, I misunderstood. I'm sorry. I thought they were talking about citywide, not like a particular thing.
Oh, yeah, no, a particular engagement.
Yeah, totally.
Live
I'm
your
sorry.
best life, girl.
Yeah.
And you can see...
This life is revenge and murder and tearing down a family that wronged me, so...
Live it.
Yeah. And you sort of literally see one of the Zentarum thugs sort of step out of a shadow, knife one of the Xanathar's guild people in the back, and then start rifling through, take his pack off, and you can hear it jangling with coins. And throws it into an alley nearby, and then so they're killing each other for their money, and then these people are betting.
Well,
we'll jump in there if you want. Or we can just heckle them. You want to heckle?
So, real fast. She mentioned we might have a finite amount of time on getting this gold out of here.
Yeah.
How much are you guys wanting to make from this? Because right now, we're all going to be rich.
How much do I need to completely destroy a well-known noble house in Waterdeep?
Lots.
We're going to need more.
Yeah, more.
Okay, that's how much I want. Yeah, that's how much I want.
Whatever you think you're going to need, double, triple, quadruple that. I don't know. It's just going to be a lot.
Are you guys comfortable with a barrel full of gold before we hightail it out of here?
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Yes.
that'll be our get out of town. All right, I'll slap Annie on the back, cast guidance until we get in there.
Ah! I rage.
All right, so Annie just charges into the fray. Annie, I'm just gonna have you make a bunch of attack rolls.
Okay.
Assuming that you're raging, and we're sort of just gonna it's mostly here there is no question you will kill everybody you want to kill.
Okay.
Can
So
I
we
assist
just
her
want
with a vicious mockery to heckle from the sidelines?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we'll treat that as advantage on all your attack rolls that you're doing.
Your
Okay,
boots
okay.
are untied. Your boss dresses way too much, in gold. It's just awful. He looks ridiculous.
Oh my god.
And you've got the effective guidance on your attack rolls, right?
Oh, sorry, that's an ability check.
Oh, ability checks. Okay.
Yeah, well, at that point, I'll just go ahead and if we're filling up for it, I'll just go ahead and cast Bless on Annie. And, I'll cast it on myself and Izel. Sorry, Izel?
It's all good. Yeah, Izel. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't see Rowan getting into the
I don't make a lot of attacks.
too much.
It's heckling with Anti-Hasha.
Stay with the barrel.
All right, so that'll give you plus a D4 on your attack rolls. So why don't we go ahead and give me 4 attack rolls? So you've got advantage on all these plus the D4s.
Okay. So the D20s, right?
Yes.
And I have 2 axes, so advantage is on both attacks.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So this is so as opposed to just normal attacks, we kind of just want to see like how quickly you kill everyone you want to kill. So just make 4 attack rolls, all with advantage, right?
Okay.
And like 4 individual just rolls, all with advantage and with the D4 added.
Okay. So for 17.
Okay.
If you roll any ones,
11.
I can let you re-roll them too.
Okay, I haven't yet. 11.
Okay.
Ugh. Oh, there we go. Dirty 20.
Okay.
And 21.
Okay.
That was 4. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, you're wading in and like just you're cleaving heads left and right, which means it doesn't take long for it to tip the tide totally in favor. I'm assuming you're killing the Xanathars Guild.
Yeah,
So in favor of these Zentarum.
Indiscriminately.
Yeah, for a little bit at least. That's what that's according to what the men told me. They wanted the Zentarum to win.
Yeah,
and they were like,
yeah.
they won, and then.
I'm gonna try to bet at the right time when the odds are looking the best.
That's right. We didn't actually put any bets down, did we?
No, I want to kind of know which way this is going, so I'm gonna wait for the odds to get steep.
Okay.
I'll let you handle the betting, but meanwhile, I'll just be using Mage Hand to like make a nice little pile of gold from whatever.
Oh yes.
All the
very
falling
well done.
bags that have been tossed.
Yes.
Lovely.
I'm just
Excellent,
using
excellent.
Mage Hand to like skirt that all up in a pile. Maybe your imp can help or something. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, no, totally. Yeah, any Hasha doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
Any
I
heads that are
like
still-
you. You have this whole sort of sociopathic thing going on that I just adore.
Any heads that are still attached, I'm doing Toll the Dead, just making a
Yeah.
ring.
Perfect. So you guys tip it pretty quick. And the Zentarum actually just think that you're reinforcements. So they start being like, yeah. And like after you tip it and the Xanathars are gone, they sort of like start walking into the alley with you, and gathering up their gold and all of that. And then your friends, after 5 minutes, kind of show up and toss you a bag and say, here's your cut. And then the guy's pulling out a knife.
Yeah.
And I assume you just fall on the Zentarum.
Yep. And I'm like, Manstone!
Meat grinder, blood for the blood god.
Yes.
A part of me is starting to feel kind of bad about this, but
Yeah, probably Rowan.
She
Why?
needs to get it out of her system. She'll sleep well tonight. It'll be
kind of
fine.
unfortunate.
Now, the question is after you clear those out, your partners in crime sort of want to split things 50-50.
I got my killing in. I'll let somebody else handle that. But if you need me to kill them, I will.
I think we've done enough. We want to make it. We don't want to make too many enemies.
Well,
right?
I would say that since my associate here did all of the work, like literally all of it, maybe a 75-25 split seems a little bit more fair.
So maybe someone can make either a persuasion or intimidation check and let me know which you're doing.
Okay.
She's not even tired.
Well, if it's me, I'm going to make persuasion. Annie, if you would like to make an intimidation check
This
instead.
tower, it's still covered in blood. More
It's
blood.
still fresher blood, but it's mixed in with the black now. And maybe I draw a little I do a smiley face, I draw a little eyes and I'm
This is you.
yeah.
Please,
That's an intimidation
please
check.
make an intimidation check.
Can I? Oh, never mind.
Oh, and I would still be raging,
Yes.
I think you still have inspiration also.
and I still have inspiration. So let's just see what happens with the raging and the advantage here going on. So. Intimidation. That's an 18. I think that's solid.
Glorious.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? 25% sounds great.
Yeah, 25% and your lives. Sounds great.
Yeah, we'll just take this, and they separate out a little section.
He is
And,
extremely
Nice.
reasonable individuals.
It's the most intelligent things that you'll say all day.
So in that hall, because like initially this fight was actually going on for a pretty long time, with more like Xanathars and Zentarum like being drawn in. There's a pretty significant hall. There is like 1,000 gold pieces there.
On my way to revenge, yeah!
Hey, Annie, do you want me to clean you up? I can just.
This is working really well, Rowan. Don't touch it.
Okay.
Don't touch the makeup.
I'm going to use prestidigitation to just make it better.
Are you sure? You're not going to get rid of it, are you?
No, I'm putting more on.
Good. Make it drip a little, like maybe like a little like drippy, like hang, like it looks like it's ended or something.
Entrails.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm gonna just hands went like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you
Just
did a really
adding-
good job.
Adding more on. Yep.
Nice.
That's a good look for you.
It really is.
I can't see it, but I just feel it. It's good. Feel it's good. Let's go intimidate more people.
Does that 1,000 include the wagers?
Yes, yeah. That's sort of like everything all together.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Whew.
So we want to go fight a bunch of Durgar and were-rats. We want to get, like,
yes.
entropy.
Lycanthropy? I don't know. I mean, maybe stronger, more intimidating, maybe. But,
Well, it's like rat lycanthropy, so
oh, well, that doesn't sound good. Actually.
it's not like the best.
Yeah, I was thinking
Well,
wolves. That
it's
sounds
like
better.
Yeah, it's like the Bush League of lycanthropies.
Yeah. They're not sending their best.
No, they're not. Well, do we want to do that, or do you just want to get out of here? Probably do that. Oh, or half ogre on a wyvern.
No. Hard
I
pass.
mean,
Then we just fly out of here, right? Because we get the
No,
wyvern.
because I have a feeling we're going to kill the... What are you...
Are wyverns like snakes? Like,
we're distantly related. And it's
okay.
More like dragons.
All right, so it's
Yeah,
sounding
more like
like the consensus is where at Durgar Market.
And then get in the hell out of Dodge.
I
Yeah.
could go for some rat.
All right, dinner it is.
Hungry.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
that's great.
Can you eat them and not become a were-rat?
They didn't
Probably.
So, like, is that how it works? Or do they have to fight you, or you
Yeah.
fight them?
I don't
Yeah.
know really, but I'm excited to find out. Can you like swallow them whole? You think like a sort of thing? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be. I hope I'm not being offensive at all. I'm really just extremely curious. I've never met a snake person before. I apologize.
He really is just extremely curious.
I feel like I just crossed the line,
Yes.
and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I recognize your curiosity because I can't imagine why my people don't spend more time with you folk. Anyway.
Anyways, off to the
Okay. All right. So you make your way through. Like, it doesn't matter how you make your approach at this point, because like Annie is so covered in blood
Oh, yeah.
that people just like they just move out of your way. It's like the seas part.
Yeah.
It's just the crowd parts before you and are just like, yeah.
Don't mind us.
And you've probably at this point you've periodically seen other people who are like obviously adventurers as well. Some of whom, like, you see a few people where like you see someone like strapping on like gleaming armor,
Aw.
and you're like with religious symbols. Like, there are people who look like they might be pretty potent.
Okay.
And you've seen them, and there are groups of adventurers that appear to be like taking stuff and like fortifying buildings and like basically like occupying places. And there's like a few buildings here or there where you see like a Xanathar's banner get ripped down, and someone like openly unfurls like a Harper's banner. And yeah,
I'm feeling like we don't want to stay here as long as we anticipate.
It seems like the whole city is becoming like an open battleground.
And after what she just said, I think we may, if nothing else, we can kill the people in front of us waiting to get teleported.
Mhm.
We can grind
Like
them
I
up.
said,
Well, that seems a little-
the gold's ripe. This whole city's ripe for chaos.
Let's literally cut in line, because if they're trying to
Cut?
teleport, they
Just
at
pull
least
out my dagger.
They at least have 50 to 100
I'm
gold
with
on them
you.
to get teleported.
I'm behind this. Me and my dagger. Let's cut in line.
So that's a no to the market with the were rats and stuff.
At this point, and
Okay.
only because we were in the bar and we saw the
Sure.
and saw the fortifications, and
Yeah, no,
people are
totally.
starting to hunker down, and it's gonna get
Absolutely, for sure.
Going to get hairy, as you people say.
The market's on your way to where this to where
Yeah.
the market's on your way to where the
market's on our
stairs
way.
are.
I hear from a pigeon.
Oh,
The market's on the way.
Pigeon, I'd like to eat it.
No, it just gave us advice. It just gave us advice. Just hang on. Eat the rats when we get there.
I think that would.
There is a snake
Tell her
slithering.
what to do, Annie.
Yeah, it wasn't metagaming pigeon. It was metagaming snake.
So it was more like a.
It's on your way.
Little,
I translate. The snake says it's on our way.
yeah, but that's
That's
a very
great. Can you
open
tell-
area, and it would draw attention.
Yeah,
fine.
are we not already drawing attention? Have you looked at me, Doc?
It's been
More
pretty-
attention.
Yeah.
So we're
I'm-
carrying a
that.
barrel full of gold.
They don't know that. They see an empty barrel. Don't they?
I think
Throw
they
it.
catch on pretty quickly.
Well, I can make it look empty, or if someone who wants to stay out of things just wants to hold on to it, I can make them invisible.
Make
Yeah,
it
that's
look
probably not me.
make it look like a birthday present.
We
I-
have a
here.
cake.
A cake. No one
Cake
wants
for
to
the
knock over
Xanathar.
cake.
How heavy is the barrel? It's got 3,000 gold pieces in it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's
well, I will-
like 30 pounds? Is that right?
It would be
Or 300 pounds?
50
Matt.
50 points per pound.
50 gold per pound, yeah.
So 120 pounds, roundabout.
Okay.
121. Okay. Well, I will cast Flock of Familiars again. So now there are 3 anti-hashas, and they're all strength 6. So 2 of them should be able to fly with it, or at least most of it.
Yep.
And they'll turn invisible.
Wait, it's 50 gold per pound?
Yeah.
So
50
3,000.
coins per pound.
Yeah. And there's single gold coins. So there's 3,000 gold coins. So divided by 50 is 60 pounds.
Right.
Oh, so
Yeah.
one of them could
Oh.
do it, but we'll make
Oh.
it 2 just to kind of
Spread the
so that
weight.
they're not
Make it,
so that they're not
There you
heavily they're not overly encumbered.
Yeah.
We're going to share the load.
Yeah.
Well, they don't go into a mountain.
So yeah, have them fly up there invisible. I'll be
Yeah.
the decoy with the barrel. We all make it out of here richer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Go. And can I make meta friends with the meta snake?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The serpent is your friend.
Yes.
So we go to the market, kill the were rats and Durigar on the way, and then kill everybody else in line and get out of here. Yeah.
Well,
Let's
maybe
at least
not
eyeball the
everybody else in line. Let's try to
Yes.
evaluate
No.
them on a
Let's-
case by case basis. Maybe.
Mhm. Let's eyeball the market and intimidate the line and or kill it. You kill one, it'll intimidate the line.
Or I just yell in their faces. Either way, but yeah, got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's peek on them. We'll peek on the market.
Izel's already walking.
Yeah.
Dagger in hand.
Yeah, let's
Dagger
put
in
a pin in
hand,
that for the
snake on the arm. We're just going.
time.
Just chatting it up.
Right, we're just talking.
Okay.
Oh, really? Yeah. I know. He does say a lot of things that irk me too, but it's fine. I think he'll be useful. It's yeah.
All right. So you sort of go through like a street where you can see the market. Someone roll for me a d6. Izel, you roll me a d6.
All right.
Big money,
One.
big money.
One. I'm talking to my snake.
Yeah. So there only appears to be a single Dweragar with a single were-rat at the moment. And unfortunately, it looks like other Dweragar and were-rats are dead. And a pretty significant amount of whatever accumulated gold they had has unfortunately been taken. But they are still... There's a hand cart, and it has a couple of chests on it, as well as a couple of barrels. And they're small barrels, like little casks, with gold in them.
No, this is a honeypot. I don't trust it.
What's that word you just said? I mean,
Yeah.
what?
No,
Is there honey in there?
I didn't live this long.
Oh yeah, no, it's a trap. It's supposed to be a tempting trap to lure us in, right?
Correct.
That's what you're getting at.
Yeah. No, I mean, while we were making our gold elsewhere, someone's looking to pick people off easy, and that looks mighty tempting.
Well, I could try casting a sleep spell, but I'm not sure if it's going to work on all of them. There might be some invisible ones or something going on.
Or can you detect magic, Rowan? No.
No.
No, you can't figure it out because you're a magic person. What's the use of being a magic person if you can't figure out magic, Rowan?
That's a really good question, Annie.
I don't understand how magic works, Rowan.
I'm really sorry. I
We
wish.
diversify with the magic. I'll cast detect magic.
Oh!
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. You've been doing things. You're magic.
Yeah.
I don't know you as well. Sorry.
You're fine. I'm just going to straight cast it, Dan. Instead of
Yep.
ritual.
And you cast it and sort of, you go into magic viewing mode, and you don't actually see any active in the market.
Okay. Well, there's at least no magic, but arrows and swords aren't magic.
Well, I will send invisible anti-Hasha Raven swooping around to see if there's any ambushing people hiding in a place we just can't see from where we're coming from.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
She rolls well, so that's a 19.
Yeah, she surveys over and comes back and says, surprisingly enough, there does not appear to be any sort of ambush.
I think they're all just dead. I think we can just sweep in there and murder these last few and just make off with their stuff.
Yeah. I'm with her. Let's do it.
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Were we in the bar long enough to have a short rest?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'd like to use my arcane recovery then in that case.
Great question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually wondering about
spell
that.
slots back for Rowan as well. Yes, no, that totally would have been long enough to be a short rest.
Perfect. Arcane recovery is... it's a godsend. All right. Carry on, I'm so sorry.
No problem.
All right, well, no magic, no ambush. You guys feel comfortable carrying that to the teleport?
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to make things a little more complicated, but I think we can handle it.
Yeah, we just keep Annie angry and kill whatever, and take the gold of whatever tries to kill us.
Well, like I said, I can open by just trying to make one or both of them try to fall asleep. And maybe anyone else that we're just still missing out on that we just haven't picked up on for whatever reason.
That's not the worst idea.
It is not.
Yeah, let's...
Enough talking, let's go!
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
I will cast Sleep centered on them as a second level spell.
Perfect.
And who knows, maybe if they drop, everyone will come out.
Right.
Okay. So 39 hit points of creatures fall asleep.
39. So the Dwergar, the gray-skinned, white-haired dwarf, falls over asleep, and the were-rat companion sort of draws out a rapier and starts looking around suspiciously, and sees you.
Hi. Initiative.
And I mean, he's sort of standing there, but he also looks like he's wavering a little bit because he's all on his own.
Mm-hmm. Annie,
Yep.
say
No.
hello.
I look at him at the blood everywhere, and the axes, and I say, "If you don't want to die."
Whoa.
And he just goes, "You know what? It's not even my shit." He like sheaths his rapier and goes, "Fuck it, it's all yours."
Yeah. Oh, come on, guys.
Annie, that was great.
Yep. You know, just a lot of stuff happened. I'm a different person.
That was perfectly
That
competent.
was super scary.
Yep.
Oh, guys, good job.
Now, let's quick before somebody gets us while we're doing this.
Yeah.
Well, that one's gonna wake up in about half a minute.
Oh.
So we can tie them up.
Oh yeah, I have some
or,
rope.
Yeah.
Or you just curb
Didn't you say you had manacles or something?
I'm already slitting his throat.
Yeah. This
Oh God.
So
that was
yeah,
what
so
I was.
so the Yuan-Ti just is like problem solved.
Eddie Hosh is
I'm
like,
just-
Yeah.
Yep.
finally. Thank
Hey,
you.
I was just trying to respect Rowan's wishes because the last time I killed a Kenku that he was apparently trying to save and we weren't supposed to kill him, so he was really sad and I didn't want to see that sad face ever again. So
Oh right, compassion. That's
I mean, no, it was great. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm just like, Rowan, you okay?
No, but there's. I'm not okay for a lot of reasons. I'll deal with it later.
All right.
Like he had rope half out of a bag and he just slips it back in.
Fine.
I imagine the imp and I are quite getting along.
Oh yeah, like fist bump, tiny little fist bump.
Little snake tail too. Just
Oh yeah,
tail
scorpion
bump.
sting.
bump, tail bump.
And he just kind of like, but I'll kill people too, Auntie Hosha.
So I don't know what you're doing after this whole gold murdering spree thing, but we should talk.
Yes.
So I guess cart. Taking off with the cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. So you make off with the cart, and it seems like surprisingly enough, you might have hit at just the right time.
Oh my god.
Because there's basically another 1,000 gold in the cart.
Right. That revenge is getting closer, Annie.
Beautiful.
Yeah. They are so gonna pay. Oh, this is looking wonderful. I love it. Of course, I have to ruin them and have them beg for my forgiveness that they can't remember. Thanks a lot, Mind Tube.
Yeah, at this point, the best you're gonna do is a moderately priced assassin.
Oh no, they don't die.
Method.
They don't die until they beg for forgiveness at my feet and grovel.
Yeah, that's you're gonna need like twice this much.
Okay, well, we need to make another pit stop, guys.
But with some sound investments.
Right.
Yeah, you really want your money working for you, or
listen
assassins
to-
for that matter.
Listen, Auntie Hasha, I mean, that's smart.
I did listen
Gotta
to
be
it all the
smart with your
time
money.
in the Mind Tube, and you know, she's making new friends. It's fine.
Did you sign
Oh,
a
not
contract
the-
or something? I'm getting some weird vibes off of you.
No, it's fine. It's It's fine.
All right.
Kind of looks over
How the
Rowan.
water works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start cutting our way in line.
All right,
Making our
so
way.
Ha!
Got it. That's why I just want to see her in action. Stab.
Yeah, stab.
well, so you make your way up to the middle level and follow the directions, and you see this like line forming, right? The people there, actually, most of them, there's a few that look like maybe adventurous types, but most of them actually look, and they're just like holding like a small bag, and they're looking very nervously around. And as you approach, they kind of just step aside.
Oh. Good job, Annie.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah. You want some of this?
I still feel like she'll shank a couple. Just
Also-
If anyone doesn't move, at least Yeah.
If anybody gets shanked, I'll heal them on my way past.
Oh, what?
Yeah, because I can imagine because it's not just Annie and Auntie Hasha, but then I can imagine Izel is like murderous look, and people are just like, nope.
Now, I hope you're planning on spending that gold responsibly.
You got a second
By
chance.
handing
Don't
it
blow
to us.
and they're just clutching their bags, and
That's
they're
a
like,
problem.
we have to get out of town.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
you get out
half
after
of
us.
that will work for you just fine.
Yet no one seems inclined to give up their gold.
I don't think we really have time to be,
Fine,
shaking
let's
down
go.
people for petty amounts of gold.
Fine, let's go.
so you make your way to the front, and then a voice just calls out from the inside and says, "Next."
Yeah, that's us. Yep, here, right here. Mm-hmm. All the blood. Yep.
And there's an older woman with like long gray hair, and she's like in robes, and she's seated behind a desk. Oh, hello. More people. It's been a busy day.
I quite enjoy the name of your shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Normally, my line of work was in forgery.
Noble profession.
Less and less call for it in Skullport these days, but I have other means, which is, I'm sure, why you're here.
Well, if you're looking to get back into the forgery business, I know some people that I'm sure would be more than... Anyway, yes.
Yep. 50.
Yes, I am rather tired. It has been a taxing day, and the rate has gone up, I am afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, and I lean in, blood-covered X's, and
She
I
says,
say,
that will be 100 gold per person, I'm afraid.
Are you sure you want to do 100 per person?
I'm very sure.
Annie, we can't kill her.
Well, not that we would, because that would be wrong and also mean.
Yeah.
It would
You are
not further our
obviously
goals.
a very savvy person.
She leans back in her chair a little bit, and she's got like a wand in her hand that she's just tapping against her other hand.
Now, as I was saying, if you are interested, now obviously teleporting is going to be all the rage today, but what about tomorrow? Maybe you want to get back into the forgery business. Well, I represent the Toss Cobble Forge Pot crime family, and if we always have need of a good forger, so if maybe that's something that you would like to get involved with, maybe we could get a discount.
I'm not exactly looking for extra work, and I think that my connections here will serve me well enough.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
You got any spell scrolls?
I do not, I'm afraid.
Damn. Oh well.
Okay. Well,
All right,
100.
so it's 100
Yeah.
gold out. Yeah, let's go.
I'd say 100's fair.
We don't really have any leverage in this situation.
I
I
mean,
think you've assessed that correctly.
Yes.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing you said to me.
I'm as surprised as you are.
Yeah, she kind of like looks at the axe. She does not bat an eye.
Yeah.
So is Hallister as nice as what he seems?
Hallister is an interesting individual.
Certainly seems.
All right.
Well, I guess we'll pay up. Everyone cool?
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess. Let's
I
just
can
get out
make
of here.
Angie disappear. We don't need to pay for her.
Look, do you
wait,
all
wait.
understand how magic works and how taxing it can be to cast teleportation? I mean, let's just pay the woman and go.
I
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
do magic. I hit things and chop off their heads.
Before we go, can someone clean her up? I don't want to show up in Waterdeep.
No, it's fine.
Is there a reason?
Mm.
She's living
It's
her
fine.
best life.
We're also showing up with like 3,500 gold.
And
but
you
no-
still want me to be able to intimidate people away, don't you,
So-
Doc?
There are guards in Waterdeep.
So
They are
I will let you know that the teleportations, I can teleport you to any teleportation circle you might know. Otherwise, I have one memorized for my use in Waterdeep. It is in the attic of an orphanage on the dock board.
No, don't clean her up.
This will go smoothly.
Forget what I
am
just said.
ready for this.
Yeah, I don't even know why you even suggested that, Doc. That was kind of weird. Let's do that.
I pile some more on. Even more.
Jesus.
Stab
well,
the next person in line.
I'll use prestidigitation to make her smell nice. You know, like maybe that'll help. Like the orphans less
She's
scared. So
covered in
she'll
blood,
smell
but she smells like flowers.
Pumpkin pie. It's just like harvest time. She's just in costume.
Sounds like a
Spice score.
She's just you know.
It's like weirdly
it's
inviting.
nothing to be weird about. It's yay festive.
She's the 6th Spice Girl. Spice.
Oh dear. All right. So after payment, she goes and takes you into the back where there is like a large runic inscribed circle on the floor, and she pulls out a scroll and she says, "I have some for my own use, of course."
Right.
And she uses it to cast teleport.
Ooh.
And so the world wrenches and shifts around you, and the world sort of twists inside out, and then when it unfolds back into normal reality, you are in an attic room, and you can hear the sounds of giggling and laughing children below you.
Hey, you know, much like how the tavern was not really my space, maybe I should handle the scared orphan children beneath us.
These
How's that?
children will
Like used to
worship
this,
me.
right?
You-
Yeah,
you-
These
Also-
children will worship me. I have a snake. They will worship me.
We're in
Yeah,
the
I
edit
am
in
a
the cart, right?
Yeah, you're in the attic with the
Oh, yeah,
cart and a
totally.
bunch of boxes.
boxes and stuff. Yeah.
Huh.
Don't remember.
I've got this. I'll just get
Okay,
the kids
yeah.
to wheel the cart around for us. It's
Okay.
fine.
That sounds like a great idea.
I'm not very smart, but I'm just gonna say I'm
so-
looking at the cart and I'm looking at the door.
Yeah, I was going to say, the cart will not go through the door.
I will
Yeah.
cast reduce on the cart when we need to move it through.
Ooh.
Can make things smaller too. It's amazing.
And whether
I am
normally
a
it would work
woman of
on the
many
whole
talents.
thing, I'm going to say that it actually shrinks in size, like all the chests and stuff that are
Oh.
on it.
Nice.
It's
Uh,
yeah, that's how I checked on how that spell worked before I decided to use it for this purpose.
Yeah. So you shrink it down and it pushes
Awesome.
through the door. But then how long does it last?
A minute. So it's only going to
Oh.
be like
So we got to hustle.
Getting it downstairs.
the other
Okay,
thing we could do is we could have it reduced and then have an imp flight out the window.
Well, I can make illusions at will. So I'm pretty sure that if we can just get it outside, I can get it to wherever we would like to split up the money.
Yep.
Right. So I'm thinking we get it out a
Equitably and
window.
fairly
That
with minimal
way
violence.
Yeah, let's
Violence.
just slap this thing out a window.
Yeah, the imp. That sounds like a good idea. A minute down the stairs and stuff might be pushing it, and through the mob of children.
Right.
So yeah,
Would they be a mob? They'll see Annie. Come on.
It's true. So the cart shrinks in size. The imps fly it out, and then how are you exiting the building?
Through the front door.
Annie goes to the door.
Yep.
Oh,
Jesus, children.
So
can I have the imps fly me out because I weigh like nothing?
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
And for those who leave the front door, you are preceded by a mob of screaming children running away from Annie.
Children, come, worship.
Do you use one of your Yuan-Ti like charm effects?
Oh man, yes, I will do it. I will take.
Oh my God.
I will try to spy on the child that seems to be the ringleader of the children. I'm using suggestion.
All right, so the ringleader will succumb, and probably a few others, and they're just like walking around like holding on to your clothes. Take us with you.
I am your.
The
guide.
other children
Let's
run
go.
screaming out into the street.
Yeah, these
you
ones
know?
are stronger. They're tougher. They're not scared of this. So
Is there their caretaker? I'm
Well,
sure has heard the screams.
Yeah, and is like all confused.
Yeah,
What's going on? Ah! And then
I'll go ahead and toss 5 gold. Jordan, like
she
Sorry.
catches the gold and like looks at it, but then like faints.
well, I don't have to explain anything. Let's go.
But I don't have to get sleep.
Yeah.
All right, and so you are eventually outside in an alley on the dockward with the imps over, and they're like, the imps are already, along with Rowan, probably like busily like sorting out gold.
Children, listen to me. I give them 100 gold. You will take this gold, and you will start a shrine, and you will worship all the snakes you find. Go.
This sounds totally reasonable.
Remember, the snakes are better than you.
oh man, they're gonna be scarred for life.
Their love bites.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
so happy. You know, I wasn't really sold before, but now I kind of want to make a snake altar.
Yeah.
I might be in.
Yes. Take care of the snakes.
Yes.
Put their needs before your own.
Well, I always take care of everything, but putting needs anyway. Here's everybody's share. You can feel free to count if you would like to.
All right.
So minus the 400 that you spent on getting transported out, assuming I did everything right, it would work out to 915.
Not too shabby.
Making that
Shoot, a full plate.
And then-
815 for me. So
and
I just
815
handed
for
100
Izel.
gold to the children.
Yeah.
God, that's gonna be the best shrines. Like, are we talking about like three?
Yeah.
Like, you send them like to the winds, so there's like 3 different shrines.
Yeah,
Which one?
I sent
massive
them.
one?
Yeah, I sent them to go and just however they interpret my words, I'm okay with. But the snakes' needs before their own, and build a shrine. Worship the snakes.
There needs to just be like random like snake dancing, speaking in tongues, and just through the streets, just little kids,
Yeah, no adults, all children.
all children.
All children.
just children. They don't accept
It
adults.
just becomes the new thing.
This is the Church of Izel.
I know her.
So, as you're in Waterdeep, I'm assuming for a few of you, nostalgic footsteps draw you at some point to Troll Skull Alley.
Yeah, just kind of absent-mindedly.
Yep, and it looks pretty similar to how you remember, except you see that the Troll Skull Manor, there are 3 other nearly identical buildings on the street. It's as if, like, where you remember one building, there's like now a row of 4 nearly identical buildings, but like slightly different paint jobs and things like that.
Oh man,
and
competition is going to be tough.
Wait a minute.
At least one of them has a sign that says it's faded and it's like hanging off the hinges, but it says Autumn's Danks or Drafts and Donuts. And you actually, Doc, you're pretty sure you see like a little goblin face peering out of the window and like looking at you sort of quizzically. And then you'll forgive me, I forget what the winter crew called their place.
Fighting Spirits.
Fighting Spirits, yeah. And you see it is faded. Like the sign looks like a little hazy, but it's there, and like all the like repairs you make like look kind of normal.
All right.
And
oh my gosh, we still have our mana. Wait, do we still have our mana? Who has the paper?
So you happen to like just sort of absent-mindedly put a hand in a pocket and you feel a key.
Oh. Well, this is unexpected, but it certainly is going to make, the argument that I was expecting to happen easier. Well, I guess we'll have to figure out. Did you open a tavern too, or a school, or a smithy, or like we did?
It's a tavern, yeah, and a outreach school for wayward goblins.
You did? You did a school too. Well, we just did it for underprivileged youth, but goblins specifically.
They have a lot more going on than people give them credit for.
I totally believe that. I'm looking forward to meeting some goblins.
Well, maybe we can have an exchange program.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea.
But, never hurts to have a more diverse school, classrooms, and all that. So
absolutely.
And I will say they do make some mean donuts, some dank donuts, if you were.
Wait, isn't that what that drug was? That lady?
Yeah, like. Oh, got it. No. Mom.
What?
Mom is the word.
What?
You are correct to put the green skin needs before your pink skin needs.
Did you make a tavern too, Izel? Well, you were in the mall.
I have a church.
Oh,
I'm good.
Oh, when did you get that?
Just now.
It was like 10 minutes ago.
I don't get it. I can.
His children worship me now.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you
Likewise.
both and Annie. It was great getting to spend some time with you, not in a glass tube.
Yeah. I have things to talk to your family about, Rowan.
Yeah, no, I bet.
Things.
Hey, call me.
Got it. Wait, I can't. I don't have that spell. I don't.
No, there's 2 Hashas, so they'll like each of them get on one of your shoulders.
Oh,
like,
that's funny.
look me up.
Of course. Wait, is she? What?
I can tempt so many people at once now.
I mean, yeah, but I was already. I didn't sign anything actually. But I probably shouldn't be talking about this out loud. Let's go inside to the tavern.
Yay!
All right. And
this
that is where we will end. So thank you everyone who stuck around and watched. And thanks to some fine players. That was a lot of fun. And I hope
so much.
Great job.
you're welcome. I hoped in some way that this helped provide a sort of satisfying wrap
Yeah.
for some of your character arcs, and to sort of reinforce that the unreal still was kind of real.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got some gold, not quite as much as maybe you had hoped for, but still a pretty significant chunk of gold.
Mm-hmm.
And better yet, you own property in Waterdeep still.
Yeah,
with some neighbors.
That to be weird.
Yeah, with some neighbors with a shared experience.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, so we will wrap as we usually wrap. We will go around and people can remind us where we can find them if they've got anything going on and their favorite moment. So let's conclude in the same order that we started. And Allison.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Atletica05, and also with Red Hand Roleplay. We have a new episode dropping tonight. We had some decisions made in our last session, and the aftermath is starting. It was a really cool session because it was just basically role playing and hardly any dice rolls until the very end, which will be next week when you find that out. But anyways, and favorite moment for the night was all the intimidation Annie was doing. So with the blood all over her face. It just started when the hag squirted it across her face, and she just kept it there and kept adding to it. So
yeah, I think that's definitely some of the most like reveling in violence that I think Annie got to do.
Yep.
Yeah, like is her character so far.
Yeah. Mostly too worried about anybody else to enjoy it. So
yeah. Excellent. Perfect. I really like that. Stephen.
I am Stephen Rowe. You can find me on Twitter at RightRow. And I would say that my favorite time of the night was just all the interactions with Izel. And I feel like our characters are just such polar opposites on the spectrum that it was a lot of fun to role play that.
Yeah.
But specifically, I just very much enjoyed the creating her own cult. just as an afterthought, like we're victorious. Oh, look, children.
Yes,
it's a cult of opportunity.
Yeah, I enjoyed that as well. Yeah, and I gotta say, I really loved you playing the difference in perspective between Rowan and Auntie Hasha. I really like that. That was great. It was a treat.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah, I'm Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at rrudabach. And man, Annie did a great job dropping Red Hand Roleplay, and she's been doing a bang up job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Helping out. Our DM is still in recovery mode, but he is awesome. He still put on a great game for us last Friday, and Stephen even was able to join in. So that was awesome.
I'm kind of joining in. It's
excellent.
Yeah, and favorite part of the night though was the four of us just coming together and like, you know what? We're going to get ours, and then we're going to get out, and like seriously, we just fueled Annie to be this grinder, and we're like,
so good.
Yeah, we'll just egg her. We're not even like, I don't even think we really egged her on much. We just let her do her thing.
Not necessary.
And we just enlarge and like just run interference, and so like I think that the dynamics was really good. Like that was really fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. And Alexis.
So I'm Alexis, and you can find me on Twitter at VoxFinato, and I'm part of Dice Priori, and we have a lot of new stuff coming up. We have our Wednesday stream that we do every week. It's a persistent campaign, and I play a bard warlock, which is a lot of fun. It's a really fun mix, and she's got a lot of the same moral compass that I think that my bard and your bard lock would get along pretty well. But it's a lot of fun, and we've been just plugging away at that and coming up with new content. So pay attention to that on Twitter and all that. But my favorite, oh man, let's see, my favorite moment of the night I think is split between casting Enlarge on Annie and seeing all of that happen, and starting my own church.
Oh man,
Starting my cult.
yeah.
Yeah, a Church of the Serpent that's going to start among orphans and street kids.
Oh,
That
so good.
Yeah.
that orphanage is going to be a shrine. You know that, right? Like,
Yeah, 100%.
it's going to be pristine.
I just kind of figured that she circled back around and murdered the fainted person and just kind of is taking the place over.
I'm your new
Head canon.
I mean, if an orphan doesn't somehow get into the Mad Mage and like they come across them like where they're setting up the church secretly in the dungeons, I'll be disappointed.
Oh yeah.
So.
Excellent. Yes, so I'm Dan at MadsideDM on Twitter, here on Variant Roles. And in terms of announcements, we're of course starting Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Monday. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturday afternoons, running 3 dungeon levels simultaneously, different mix of players, rotating signups. So definitely get in contact with us if you're interested in playing at all. And we'll just be doing some good old fashioned dungeon crawling for the first 21 levels of the dungeon. So it's going to run for 17 weeks. So it's going to be a bit of a long one, but we've got rotating DMs, rotating players. It should be sort of new basically every couple of weeks with what is on. And we also have Invisible Sun starting on Saturday night. And that's going to run like a couple of episodes and then do some other stuff and have, again, like rotating casts of characters as we go through different character arcs. And stay tuned for some probably more random one-shots using Cypher System for Bleeding Edge as I manage to fit those in on, Thursdays and Saturdays and wherever I can find time when I'm not woefully overburdened. But so lots of stuff starting next week. It'll be very busy as we recover from our like post-holidays, post-Dragon Heist lull with just some one-shots here and there and go into a full-blown schedule. So I think that is it. And so we will see you all, at the very least, we will see you all on Saturday night. So thanks, and see you later.
Bye.
Bye.